Hey guys, Sean Bougie on the way back from the office today, and I've gotten a lot of questions recently about our process, exactly how it works from start to finish. And I know that if you go to our products page, go to surplusfundsriches.net. We also have .com, but .net is a lot easier. It's mobile friendly and all that. So Surplus Funds Riches, 3 words all together, surplusfundsriches.net. Go there, click on the products tab. It'll ask you to put your name and email in. Yes, that's going to get you on our email list. Yes, you can unsubscribe at any point. We did that to stop spamming on people were spamming the site, basically hitting it thousands of times per second out of India. Somebody was doing that to me a while back. This eliminated that. And once you get there, on the bottom of that page, if you scroll down the products page, there'll be an insider's guide, which is also an overview of all of our programs and a step-by-step as to how we handle overages. But I want to go a little more in depth on process, because people have asked me how fast can I start doing this? What do I have to do? What's my job? And it's explained on there, but let me give you a little more input on all of the steps. And all of this has evolved because we've been involved with working with other people for well over a decade. We've been doing almost 2 decades as far as working with overages. But as far as working with other people turning in files, it's well over a decade now. So let me talk to you guys about that. First of all, obviously you buy the ebook, right? And each program, and there are bundles available, you can save a lot of money by buying things in a bundle instead of just buying one single program. Part of that is because the cost of the program defrays the cost of us providing support and starting you up, especially if it's a partnership program where we're going to have to be doing things like mailing and calling and all that on your behalf and ours because we're partnering up together. So first thing you do is you buy the program. No, I can't give it to you for free. Yes, I understand. You're the greatest researcher of all time. I need to defray the cost of what it's going to cost to start you. We provide support and the rest of it. So that's all we charge. That's why we're cheaper than other people, because we make the majority of our money on the back end actually partnering with people, getting deals out and giving them a commission for that. I'll get to that in a minute. But once you buy the program, you read it. Each program or system is approximately 50 pages long. It is a step-by-step and overview summary, and it's a step-by-step. It takes you right through the process. The problem we've had up to this point is a lot of people don't want to read. We've actually had people get up to support and go, hey, could you just give me a summary? I don't feel like reading the 50 pages. Look, guys, this is a different skill set for you. This is different knowledge. You really need to read it. And if for no other reason that once you read it, and it does have a link on the first page for support questions, it also has a link on the first page that goes to our video training page, our resources page, all that. I'll get to that as well. Excuse me. Once you read it, get it down. If nothing else, by reading that, we're going to be speaking the same language. You're not going to, if you have a support question, you're not going to say, hey, Jeff, about that D thingy, right? You're going to have a real question that we can both understand. We're not going to have to go back and forth just to clarify your question. So that's a big deal. And it helps everybody learn quicker, and it helps us not waste time. You've got to read the program, period. If that's an issue for you, you don't want to buy it. It does have a link at that point. I know a lot of people are visual. A link, once you've read the whole thing, the link takes you to the resources page that has videos on it. Those videos take you through step by step as well. There's also a submissions page telling you exactly how to submit the file to us. There's an independent contractor agreement on there that protects both of us. There's also a way for you to access our accepted files list. Now, guys, we do not have a saturation issue. But in the past, before we started having this accepted file list available to you, somebody would turn in a file, and we'd have to get back to them and go, sorry, we already have that. And you and I both know, when that happened, people would go, okay, that's fine, I'll turn another one in. Wait a minute, did Sean just screw me? Did he just take the file, he's going to work it, and he's not going to pay me? No, now you know up front what files have been submitted. So that's not going to happen. First thing you do is you go get a list. We don't provide it. That'd be silly. We'd be providing the same list to 20 people. You go get a list, And we tell you how to do it. Not hard to do. You take that list and you research. First thing you do is make sure we don't have the names on that list by searching our list by the names on the file. Easy peasy. Takes you a minute. Okay? Once you do that, you're going to take that list and follow our step-by-step guidelines and use our step-by-step worksheet. I'm going to start with the National Surplus Funds Program, okay, because we have 2 overage programs. Both of them teach you how to do it on your own. Both of them teach you mortgage and tax overages. Okay, National Surplus. At that point, you're going to research the debt and the ownership against the property. We're going to teach you to go to the Register of Deeds Department and read what debt is on that property. Is that owner that's in that list, that's shown on that list, are they the most recent owner, or were they the most recent owner prior to that auction? Sometimes the tax department gets that wrong. They are not foreclosing on the individual, they're foreclosing on the property. So if it's quick claim to somebody else, they're not going to check that. So it could be the wrong name. Okay? Real easy to do. Saves you time, saves us time. Because if there is additional debt against that property, that debt has a priority claim to the overage in front of the owner. I know these guys are telling you out there, you get a list, you call that person, you make a deal with them, and you just make $1 million in 2-3 days. The money fairy shows up underneath your pillow. No! That's not what happens. You got to check to see if there's other debt. I get calls multiple times per week. Sean, I got a deal. They didn't buy my program. I got a deal. It's not working out. There's an issue. And because there's other debt, what does that mean? You needed to research the debt against the property to make sure there wasn't additional debt. Now look, if there was a $20,000 equity line on the property and there's $50,000 in overage, and that equity line was put on fairly recently before the foreclosure, now it's probably not a whole lot more than that. Okay, if it was $20,000 line, it's probably max 25. We can still go after the difference on that overage for the owner. Okay, but we need to know what that is, because we're going to make a deal with them based on that, right? So you fill out a worksheet with that information, you turn it into us, you turn in one at a time. Turn in one of 2 things is going to happen when you make a submission. It's going to show up on the list fairly quickly, a day or 2, or Jeff, who does support, also does underwriting, will get back to you and tell you what's wrong with it, how to fix it, please resubmit it after you make these changes. Easy peasy. Once you've submitted 3, so you one at a time. Submit 1, we accept it, great. Now you submit the second one, then the third. After that, you can submit as many as you want, as often as you want. We started doing that because people would start right out of the chute, turn in 10 files. There'd be an issue with each of them. Guys, it's a learning curve. We expect you to have to learn some things. Or you go, I didn't consider that, or I didn't think that was important, or whatever. They would turn in 10. We'd say, hey, there's a problem with all these, fix these. And they'd go away because they'd get disappointed and discouraged and say, oh my gosh, I can't do this. One at a time. Let's fix it as we go. Once you've done 3, you got it down cold. At first, it'll take you 30 to 45 minutes to research a file. It's a completely new thing for you. It's still gelling in your head. After about 3 files, you're going to get it down to about 15 minutes. No kidding. Turn it into us the day we get it. After it goes through Jeff for underwriting to make sure it's good, Celine will do skip tracing on it. That's the head office administrator. She'll do skip tracing. If the people are dead, she'll get back in touch with you and say, hey, the claimants are dead. Here's what you know what you need. It's on the resources page in order for us to work this, because at that point, and that's depends on the state, but it's not a huge portion, guys. But you'll know right away. We made that change about 6 months ago, and everybody's been loving it. Because that way you can still work it if you want. We'll need to know the personal representative or executor of the estate, or have a copy of the will, one or the other. So, not a big deal. At least you know where we stand at that point. At that point, it goes straight to my case managers. They are immediately mailed out, not only to the claimant. On my side, this is what I do. I mail not only to the claimant, but also their possible relatives and associates, because there's always an Aunt Martha that is in everybody's business and is happy to give us the phone number, especially if we offer her a little bit of money to do that. Okay? So we do that. We also call not only the claimant, but their potential relatives and associates. Someone's going to call us back. We'll respond to that mailing and give us more information. Besides having the direct number back to my case managers, they also have an 888 number that they can use if they're calling after hours, and I've got a live person getting that. They also have, they're told if a message is left or even on the mailings that we happen to be a member of BBB. We're BBB accredited. We have an A+ rating, 0 complaints, and thousands of inquiries. I've been doing this. I've been with BBB since I had a real estate firm before, since about 2002. That's a big deal, guys. So we've got an A+ rating. That's a big deal. We're also members of Rightful Owner Project, which is it's a site designed to give you guys online credibility that you can join if you want. It's $100 for life. You can go right on it, rightfulownerproject.org, and it gives you a lot of credibility online. And we do vet people that go on that. Okay, so now you've turned it in, we've called, we've mailed. They're in our rotation. They're continuously in our rotation. Okay? Whenever we get one under contract, we are going to email you and let you know, hey, it's under contract. We give you $500 when it goes under contract. The rest of your commission when we successfully get it out. National surplus funds, that commission is 8% of the gross amount being held by the court. If it's a $30,000 overage, it's 8% of that. Now, you get that $500 when we get the contracts back from the owner. We send out a mobile notary at our expense, a mobile notary with the documents and with a return label for FedEx to send it back to the office. What the owner signs at that point, again, we're doing this for you. We did the skip tracing for you. We did the mailings for you. We did the calls for you. We are hiring the mobile notary to get this out there. We're hiring the attorney. And we're even giving 10% of the gross amount being held by the court to the claimant when we get the contract back, and we've had time, usually a week, to double check your title work and make sure that everything's clean. Okay? The attorney does that for us. As soon as that comes back, we're going to let you know, send you the first payment out, $500 of that 8%. We'll give you that $500, and we'll take it from soup to nuts all the way till the end at that point. Now, when we get it paid out, usually it only takes a day for the check to clear, and at that point, it goes to our attorney's trust account first. The attorney cashes that in their trust account, takes what they're owed, sends the rest off to me. I pay the claimant, and I pay you. Easy peasy, everything's straight up, above board, you know exactly what's going on. In addition, you can request, and we'll contact you when we do one, but you can also request updates on your files. You can do that once a month, and that's after you've turned in a total of 20 that were accepted. The reason we did that is too many people were turning in 3 and then going, I'm not doing any more work till I see what happens. Come on, guys, you got to keep your pipeline full. It's a work deal. You can't just, the money fairy isn't dropping on your pillow. And come on. So that's it. Soup to nuts, guys. Real easy. It's really not hard. Yes, there's different skill sets and knowledge, and there's knowledge you have to acquire. We teach you everything you need to succeed because we make the majority of our money by actually working deals with you. The 16% program is called the Premier 16. In addition to researching debt and ownership against the property, you have to also call the person. You get 16% of the gross, but you have to find them, call them, and have a warm conversation and make sure they want to speak with us. So in that program, you're going to have a skip tracing tool. We recommend IDI Data, IDIData.com. Phenomenal group. They're really good. We recommend you also, if you're going to do the skip tracing yourself and use the Premier 16 program, or you're going to do it on your own, we recommend you also pick up Microbilt, MICROBILT.com. Pick up their system. If you mention Sean Bougie or Greater Good Company, they will waive the $200 startup fee, and it's a reasonable fee per search. The reason we like adding on microbilt.com is simple, okay? Adding on microbilt.com is going to give you a lot more relatives and associates. There's something about the algorithms they use that makes it where they're identifying more relatives and associates. They're actually better at finding that than IDI. IDI is better at finding the actual person. So it's great to put them together, okay? With the Premier 16, the issue is now you also have to find the people and call them, right? So what we do is we have an online turn-in system. When you first research debt and ownership, you're going to check that same list. Research debt and ownership. You do a brief turn-in with not all that information we need. We teach you how to do it, but online. So that puts you on the list, so somebody working the 8% program is not going to be trying to turn that in while you're trying to find the people. Then as soon as you find the people, have a conversation, make sure they're willing to talk to us, you get back to us, and you send it in, and we're going to call them that day. We're going to call them that day, put the deal under contract as fast as possible, send out the mobile notary, usually within a day or two, depending on the claimants, how much, what their schedule's like, right? And get that back as well. We also give you $500 up front at that point. That's how our overage programs work. We're very transparent. If you have any questions at all, pre-purchase, not after you buy, Jeff handles post-buy purchase. But if you have any questions before you buy, you're welcome to call me 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 704-791-9398. That's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 704-791-9398. Obviously, once you buy the program, you use the online email support system. You also have access twice a month to live question and answer webinars, or we will answer questions on there as well. And of course, you've got not only, because I know somebody out there saying I don't do video. Yes, not only do you have the initial ebook, it has a link with a password to the video page. So you're covered with that as well. Again, any questions? Happy to answer your questions. 704-791-9398. Thank you.